welcome back to the Morning Blend with our continuing series. Today's Senior with SYNERGY HomeCare. Well, when we talk about bullying, most of us think about young kids and teens, but it turns out bullying is a very real problem for older adults too.
In fact, during the past 10 years, there's new information about this issue, how it's affecting seniors, and what can be done to stop it. Ruth Busalacchi is the president and owner of SYNERGY HomeCare. She's here with strategies to identify bullying and ideas on how to help loved ones in your family who might be victims. And I'm just going to start off by saying, first of all, I'd never heard of it. When we said senior bullying, honestly, I thought we were talking about seniors in high school or older teens or something.
Bowling.
Yeah, and, right, or bowling. And then the other thing is I kind of don't want to know about it because I don't want to think it's happening.
Well, we all sort of assume that once we become adults, we act like adults and that we've kind of grown out of that idea of picking on somebody else or isolating somebody else. When in fact, what they're discovering is that when someone moves into a community or joins an organization, especially for seniors, they've lost something that usually led them to that. Maybe it was the loss of a home. Maybe it was the loss of a spouse or an illness that caused that change. And what we've learned about bullies, the profile of a bully, is that they're trying to regain some sort of control. And so that's happening amongst their peers and people who are going through the same issues, and unfortunately it's isolating, it's depressing, it's very difficult for those who are being targeted.
So what happens? What are they? What's happening in that moment?
Sure, it could be simple things like one woman told me that she showed up to church, the chapel of her new community, had just moved in, went to sit down at a pew. There were very few people there, and a woman said, "No, you can't sit there. My friend sits here." And that was a turning point for her, and she was new to the community, and it really formed an impression for her of the decision she made.
Yeah, not being included.
And sometimes you see people kind of gathering around the mailbox and somebody walks past and you can hear whispers and laughing. And again, then that isolates that person because they feel different. They feel as though they're not welcome in the community.
Yeah, it's that. It sounds like part of it is that cliquish high school sort of junior high mentality, which is so unfortunate. You mentioned some of the consequences. You said it's isolating. You said it can be depressing. Are there other, because we've learned from doing the show that loneliness, we've talked about this, can be very bad for your health.
Absolutely. All of those things are going to impact their health. They're going to struggle with the relationships with their family because their family won't truly understand what they're going through, and it could lead to some concern that way. Financially, they've made a big commitment if they've decided to move, and now what do they do? So all of the above, it can have a giant impact.
So one of the ways you're combating this is with a workshop that you're putting on. You're inviting loved ones. Is this as well for residents, or is this for the loved ones and caregivers?
It's actually for the community. Any organization, whether it's children in school, whether it's sports, whether it's a senior community, we do the workshop, but we want the leaders in that community to join us because it's got to be a collaborative effort, and we want the individuals who live there because we practice. We do real life scenarios.
Now, when we talk about strategies to be used for bullying, what I find sort of fascinating about this three-point plan is it's very similar to being bullied at school, and the same strategies apply.
Yes. When we've done the workshop, I often tell the participants, you can use these strategies with your great-grandchildren because they're in school and all these strategies apply. And, go ahead.
So it's an organizational culture. It's first of all kind of creating awareness.
Yes, that's step one. It has to be accepted within the organization. There should be a cultural change that we accept new people, we welcome new people in this community. That's part of what we do, and it has to be practiced.
The second step is intervention.
Yes, so we have to identify that some people will always be targeted and some people will be bullies. Some of us can step up and speak up against a bully, but others can't. And so you have to understand that and accept, so that the intervention involves, if you can't intervene for yourself, somebody near you who overhears it needs to intervene on your behalf.
The last step is empathy for both the victim and the bully, because often bullies were bullied themselves.
Yes.
And that's how they got there. Your workshop is going to discuss a lot of things, from the mindset of a bully to the impact on seniors, which I think is so important, identifying who might be a target. It sounds like often they've experienced loss or they're weak. You know, bullies pick on the weak. Developing that 3-point strategy, implementing it, and then practicing different things with your family and making sure that everybody's on the same page.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're very excited to do it. We've done it in a couple communities, and we're welcoming communities to call us, and we'd love to join them and do a workshop.
All right, so the next workshop is coming up. It's at the Kelly Senior Center in Cudahy. The workshop is Monday, October 21st. It's at 1:30 p.m. Again, this is for the whole community. The phone number to call for more is 414-763-8368, or you can visit online at SYNERGYHomeCare.com. Thanks so much, Ruth.
You're welcome.
Yeah, great to see
Great
you.
stuff.
Important information.
Thank you.
Yeah.